Well, that was different.
Yeah.
I think during the pandemic shutdown, maybe Fury was watching a lot of 300, right? This is Sparta, a lot of that. I'll tell you this, Wilder's costume was lighter. Andre Ivan waited, but it looked lighter on him. He got in much easier.
It better be lighter.
Blamed part of that, weighed 40 pounds on him, said it sucked some of the energy out for the second fight, but he looks ready to go. Heavyweight championship of the world. We've seen the entrances and so much on the line. The entire reign of Deontay Wilder on the line here tonight. Third time around, bigger than ever. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada for the featured bout of the evening, presented by Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated. Frank Warren on behalf of Queensberry Promotions, Bomb Squad Promotions, and TGB Promotions. This is a Premier Boxing Champions presentation. This bout is sanctioned, is supervised, and sponsored by the FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with America's #1 sportsbook. Universal Pictures, Halloween Kills in theaters October 15th, and UFC 267 live on pay-per-view on October 30th. This bout in the ring is sanctioned by the WBC, the President Mauricio Suleiman, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the Chairman Stephen J. Klubeck. Introducing our three judges, scoring from ringside, Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, and Steve Weisfeld. All right, fans, here we go with a bout you've all been waiting for. The heavyweight world title trilogy, Fury versus Wilder 3, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC and Lineal Heavyweight Championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time for the main event of the evening. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 feet 7 inches, wearing red trunks with black trim, and hailing from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He weighed in at 238 pounds, the 2008 U.S. Olympic bronze medalist with a sensational professional record of 42 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw, with 41 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, seeking to avenge his only loss and regain the title in his 13th consecutive world title appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the hard-hitting former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder! And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, standing at 6 feet 9 inches, wearing black trunks with gold trim. Originally from Manchester, England, now residing in Henderson, Nevada. He weighed in at 277 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 30 wins, no losses, 1 draw with 21 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the popular and colorful former unified world champion, the current reigning and defending undefeated WBC lineal heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury! Bitches! And now to give instructions, our third man to the ring, the referee in charge, Russell Mora.
Center ring, gentlemen, center ring. Okay, trunks here are good. These trunks are high. I'm going to let you work on this belt line. Gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I want to remind you, protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands. God bless you both. Catch up.
They've been kept away from each other in a stare down all week. And there you see why. Mercifully, the talking will stop. And fellas, we're going to learn a lot in this first round. Deontay Wilder in the first fight, it was competitive. He threw 35 punches in that first round. In the second fight, Wilder only threw 19. Heavyweight championship of the world, third time around. Both men at their heaviest weight ever. Brian Kenny, Lennox Lewis, Andre Ward, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Round number 1 in the third fight. And Wilder comes out, lands a jab to the body, and another jab immediately. Wilder already looks more active, and you have to like the look of that, Andre.
Yeah, he's trying to set the tone early, and I like that he's going to the body where it's easier to hit, and you got a greater chance to land it than you do to the head. So nice. Good move right now from Deontay Wilder.
Nice right hand to the body off the jab. A very different Deontay Wilder. We're talking 25 seconds, Lennox, into the first fight, into this first round.
Yeah, he wants to get it. He wants to punch down to his body, then bring it up to the head. Get him looking down and worried about the bottom of his body, and then come over the right with his right hand.
Wilder throwing that stick out. We have not seen a strong jab in a long time. We have not seen an outstanding work rate from Wilder in a long time. He looks outstanding in the first minute of this fight.
He's got Fury on his back foot a little bit, guessing, because he's not just trying to come forward. I'm talking about Wilder. He's being very successful with his approach coming forward.
If I was Tyson Fury right now, I'd be jabbing him back to the belly too.
Fury is trying to assess what's happening right now. He's looking at Wilder. Wilder, again, is turned a little more, with his left side forward. So he's just showing that left shoulder and then snapping out a strong, long jab.
Wilder's going to be coming up top just here shortly with that right hand.
In the small bits of success that Wilder has had in these first 2 fights, it has come when he's been active. Now comes Tyson Fury, and he throws a right hand and then grabs immediately. Surprising. In the second fight, he would wall and put his body weight on Wilder. But the demeanor, the fighting spirit, already looks different from Wilder.
Well, Wilder has a game plan this time. He's not just relying on that right hand, and that's what we wanted to see unfold, to see what changes were made and what his game plan was going to be. And it looks like he's trying to set the right hand up.
Fury is very good at dodging that right hand, but Wilder throwing it is an outstanding sign for him.
Wilder should throw that jab to the belly, then to the head, and mix it up, not just to the belly.
Well, he's coming up top. He's just taking his time right now.
Already Deontay Wilder throwing 12 jabs in this round. That is an outstanding sign. Again, Fury has not been damaged, but he's taken some body shots, and already these are scoring shots from Deontay Wilder.
Those aren't just scoring, but they're doing damage that show up as the fight progresses.
Fury knows he's in a very different battle. You can see in the look in his eyes, and he sees lands a hook, stepping forward.
Stop! Let go! Let go!
Again, you can only control certain things, but you can control the work rate, and Wilder looks different in the third fight. One-two from Fury. He starts to get into a rhythm. We've been saying all night, we will learn a lot. Oh! Big 1-2 by Fury.
No, let go! Let go! No.
Fury came in good with that right hand there at the last seconds of the round.
Best shot of that round, but there's no question Deontay Wilder was inspired and a very different fighter.
And here's a good right hand by Tyson Fury, right on the chin of Deontay. Deontay handled that right hand really good. That's a wake-up shot.
Just keep pulling. He's getting tired now. You see it? Yep. Excellent. Just keep setting the trap. You already caught him with a little easy 1-2. Same old shit. In a minute, you're going to be able to just, you see him coming that shit, just boom, just boom. Come on.
One round in, and already all the makings of an outstanding fight.
Yes,
that was a big turn of events from Deontay Wilder, and then Fury at the end of the round showed, oh no, I'm the king, and landed a beautiful right hand. Round 2, scheduled for the championship 12. Wilder jabbing immediately. Fury not showing the same head movement that he did in the first fight, where he was constantly moving his head and feinting and double feinting.
Yeah, he's not moving his upper body or his legs like he was in the first 2 fights.
Wilder touched with the right hand and looked off balance. I don't know if he was hurt or just lost his way.
But I think Fury, like you said, Brian, was just processing because Deontay came out so sharp.
Yeah.
And he applied a game plan that he hadn't applied before.
Hard shot right on the belt. Right on the belt, that's a legal shot. It's right off the belly button.
Wilder's telegraphing his right hand when he shouldn't be. He's got to set it up with the jab or something else, or a jab to the belly.
Lennox, you have to like the work rate though, right?
Oh yeah, I like
showing something here.
Well, I like the work rate. He realized the last fight he didn't go to the stomach and the belly, but this fight he's definitely going to the belly. And I know that's Malik Scott telling him to do that.
But Wilder was brought along very slowly after winning the Olympic bronze medal. Started boxing at the age of 19. But again, by the time he fought for the title in Bermane-Stiverne, he showed a good, hard jab. And that made all the difference in the world. He's gotten away from that, fell in love with his power, and has been really losing rounds over his last 5 fights. But he's able to bail himself out with his tremendous power. Fury, reeling back, does not want to get anywhere near that right hand. Fury back to showing respect. See that? He was like, no, getting out of here.
See, that's what Deontay has to worry about, because Tyson Fury knows what he's trying to do right now and block that, and it's really block that jab to the belly and come back with a left right.
You're holding. Okay,
Good body shot. Russell Mora, good job.
I got you. Come on.
Mora getting in there and said, look, you can let those guys punch out of that. Let them box. Good job by Russell Mora.
Both fighters in that exchange are giving just as much as they're getting.
Nice right hand, Wilder. Able to touch him. Back comes Fury. And that's the second time, Andre, we've seen that. Fury lands right hand and clutches.
Let go.
I don't think he's comfortable right now to let both hands go. He wants to kind of land a 1-2 and make sure he's secure and safe.
Hands are free.
And then reset.
I agree completely with what you said, Andre. I'm looking and thinking every time Fury throws a shot, you wonder if it's going to be the end of the night. You know, I mean, on both sides.
These are two big men.
Fury coming in 277 pounds.
Let him go. Let
Again,
him
he was
go.
256 in the first fight, where he was fighting more like a
He's trying to throw that short uppercut inside. That was really successful with him in the last fight.
Deontay Wilder with that chopping overhand right. That's the one that he put Fury down with in the 9th round of the first fight.
Even off the break is the most important time. Why? Because he wanted to jump to space. He doesn't do that.
And here you see Tyson Fury lining up for that right hand, and he means business with that right hand. See it coming across straight at Deontay's face.
Yeah, and Fury rarely likes to land the left. It's more of a decoy. He kind of slaps the left hand out just to kind of get Deontay's attention, but he really wants to land the big right hand.
Round 3, and we are already seeing the excitement that we saw in the first fight. Again, that first round of the first fight, remember how exciting it was. Thinking, oh, this is not a dud of a heavyweight fight. Big men throwing, big men boxing, and we've seen that immediately.
They got too much history, too much animus for it to be a bad fight. It's impossible with these two.
Well, I wonder though, Andre, second fight after the beatdown, did Wilder have enough to come back? He is showing that he does.
Right now he's showing that he does, absolutely.
Round 3, and Deontay Wilder taking the initiative, but Fury has certainly had some very good, powerful answers on the other way. He's outlanding Deontay Wilder 19-12.
Now you see Fury getting into his signature feigning and moving, and that's what he likes to do. He likes to feint, freeze the opponent, and then come with the 1-2. Just like that.
Fury is very dangerous coming in with that right hand, no question. He looks powerful. Everything they throw, it could be good night. Stepping in with the jab, and now holding on to Wilder. And again, I'll repeat something, Lennox, that you said. I believe it was in the early rounds of that second fight. If Deontay isn't jabbing, Tyson will jab.
Yes.
But Deontay is jabbing and taking the initiative.
His jabbing is also throwing a left hook, and this is what I want to see, a more variation of his punches.
Good jab to the body from Wilder.
Yeah, he can't go away from that. That was great work in the first round. He kind of got away from it in the second round. He's got to stay downstairs as this fight keeps progressing.
You know, it's going to be interesting how to score these rounds already. We're processing everything we're seeing. Larry Hazard is with us, but even in that first round.
Stop. Look at me. Don't put him in a headlock.
All right, Russell Mora said don't put him in a headlock and emphasized that and insisted that Fury pay attention to him. Good job by the ref. Good stiff jab by Fury.
I don't know about not putting him in a headlock. If he ducks his head, I'm going to make sure he can't hit me while he's down there. So I'm not sure what Moore's talking about with that one.
Wild shots, big right hand. There's a signature right by Wilder. Grazing shot, but it's dangerous.
Okay, stop.
Also, every right hand Fury throws looks dangerous, Lennox.
Yeah.
That just grazed him, but wow, that's Wilder doing a good stiff jab by Tyson Fury. Wilder loads up on the right hand.
Took a shot right there. He just missed Fury.
Hey, look, you gotta throw. That's your chance. Wilder tries. Fury's still good with his head. Getting out of the way.
Wilder has to be careful that he doesn't exert himself throwing these right hands and missing. He's got to be more accurate with it. And where he wasn't missing was to the body.
I mentioned that first round is going to be interesting in how it's scored. In that Fury landed a beautiful right hand at the end of the round, but Wilder was really getting the better of it there. Another right hand. And Wilder's back. Down goes Wilder. Fury put him down with the right hand.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You okay? Put your
He's
hands
hurt,
up.
fellas.
Come here.
He's hurt.
Give me
And he
your
stepped to
glove.
Russell Mora.
You want to fight?
He says he wants to continue. That right hand so dangerous from Fury.
15
much
seconds on the clock.
This time right, he hits him with another right hand. He nailed Wilder with that. 10 seconds to go. Can he survive? The champ answering uppercut by Fury. Another shot. Wilder out of control. Eats a hook. And another. And that's the round. Wilder has a minute to recover.
Listen to me. You're jabbing him, but the hand is here. He's throwing the hook while you're jabbing. Go to him with the hand here to shut down the hook. Look at this. Take a deep breath. Deep breath. Take a sip. Listen to me. When you're going forward, he's timing you with the hook because you're off the phone. Be alert with serious intent. This is being alert, not this. Don't be lackadaisical. You hear
This
what I'm
fight
saying?
takes another turn. The trilogy with yet another turn of events where Wilder's the boxer and it's Fury who's the power puncher.
Yeah, Fury came in with a nice right hand, caught him good. Wilder's doing a mistake by putting his head down. He's so big, he should not put his head down, especially Tyson Fury throws a good uppercut as well.
With Tyson Fury, got to jump back on Deontay Wilder. He's better than he was before the round ended, or when the round ended, but he's not all the way back.
Huge knockdown by Tyson Fury. Again, you have 1 minute to recover. Can Deontay Wilder recover? Does not look very solid as of right now.
Yeah, he doesn't look steady on his feet. He's walking around. He needs to keep his feet, shoulder width apart, and on his toes. He needs to be on his toes.
But it's a fine line because Wilder's still dangerous.
Wilder is dangerous, but he's hurt. He's in the corner, and now the Gypsy King is mauling him once again, just as he did in the second fight.
This is where the Gypsy King should take a step back. Because he's got Deontay in the corner, Deontay can't go anywhere. This is where he should throw his combinations.
That's the third time Tyson Fury has put Wilder on the deck. Twice in the second fight, third round with a big right hand, the fifth round with a hook to the body. That was a right hand that put Wilder down this time around.
Let him go. Stop. Stop.
Can't say it's not exciting, guys.
Yeah.
Wilder pawing now with the jab.
Stop. Let go. Stop. Stop.
Fascinating change in this fight, where again Fury is backing up a lot of the time, but answering with a jab and a right hand, and a thunderous, at times, right hand.
Let me tell you, that's the mistake when you throw power punches early. You get tired quicker.
Well, it's not just that, Lennox. You got to understand that Wilder has a lot more mass on him, too. Good body shot right there from Tyson Fury. So he's going to fatigue quicker than he even normally would without the mass.
Yeah, this is where weightlifting doesn't work for boxing. You got to do the right weightlifting.
Fury doesn't look steady, guys. He backs up now. Fury gets him up against the ropes. Although you have to say, Wilder shows real guts. Again, he never quit in the second fight. He didn't want it to be stopped. He protested immediately, and he got up and he survived that third round.
I'll tell you what, the ref's got his work cut out for him in this fight.
Moore's got to earn his money tonight.
And he's got the big guys, so he's doing a lot of pushing.
Wilder! Judo shot! Down goes Fury!
Whoa!
Wilder with the answer!
Whoa!
He's hurt.
5, 6, 7, 8. You okay? Put your hands up. Come here. Give me your glove.
Fury says, yes, of course I'm all right. Big right hand and a thunderous answer by Wilder. Fury is hurt. Uppercut and a hook. Wilder with his big chance. Can he get the title back? Big right hand from Fury.
Wilder's got to get...
And down goes Fury again.
He's hurt, fellas.
Wow.
Over there. 6.
Fury back up. Final seconds.
8. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Give me here. Give me your glove.
That's the end of the
You
round.
okay?
But he has to be ready. That's
Fellas,
the end.
that was an extremely slow count on both of those knockdowns. I don't know what that was about for more, but that was an extremely slow count on both of those knockdowns.
Andre, they should be counting here ringside, and they picks up.
That was an extremely slow count on both of those knockdowns.
We'll measure that. We were talking about long counts.
Yeah, but you're right. You know, he's got to take the count from the guy at the ring, the guy beside the.
2 knockdowns for Wilder. Just when he looks wobbled, he answers with a thunderous right hand. Wow. Wilder lauded as one of the greatest punchers in heavyweight history, and proving it here again tonight. For Wilder to be that hurt and come back and knock down Fury twice, sensational.
He's always
just
dangerous.
sensational.
He's always dangerous.
And that's kind of the back behind the ear. So that was off balance by Fury, but he still went down. It still hurt. 3 knockdowns already in this fight. As we get into round number 5, heavyweight championship of the world, it has more than lived up to the billing already. Wilder looks slightly gassed, but he is still able to throw a big right hand from distance.
Let go. I got you. I got you.
You see the punches landed. I've got to, Lennox, I've got to just get it off the screen. Let's count knockdowns.
Wilder wants to set his shots up. He doesn't want to waste any shots. Just in case Tyson Fury is able to recover, there's still a lot more fight to be fought because it's only the 5th round.
Good jab by Fury. Andre, Fury looks pretty good.
Yeah. He's not all the way back yet. He's not all the way back yet.
Now Wilder comes in. Wilder certainly has lost a little fuel in the tank. No doubt. He doesn't look as crisp, but those punches are hard.
When Tyson Fury got hit there, he basically took that punch.
Look at Fury. Beautiful left and right, straight up the middle, and knocks Wilder's head sideways.
That got his attention for sure.
Wow. These are big shots, big uppercut. Mora lets him wrestle out. They can punch out of that.
Hands are free. Your hands are free.
On the ropes. Wilder tiring. That's 280 pounds of Tyson Fury leaning on Wilder. Round number 5, so much has happened.
Oh, good job by Tyson Fury. He's got to get that jab going again.
Now Fury looks like he's back.
Wilder answers with the right hand. Just when you think one man has the better of it, there's another big right hand. Just miss. He is able to touch Fury with that right hand more than ever. Now he backs Fury into the corner.
Stop. Stop.
Furious, thunderous fighting for the heavyweight title.
Fury's defense does not look like he's on point like he was in those first 2 fights.
Yeah, he's not moving his
He
head.
looks like he's a little off.
Right.
And this is a game of inches, fellas.
In that first fight, Tyson Fury was able to miss with that right hand.
They both tried to go home early with that one.
Home run shots, final minute of round 5.
Fury has to get back to his boxing.
Okay, stop. Let go. No punches.
Yeah, he's come in as a puncher here, Lennox.
Yeah, I
No
mean,
question.
he knows he's a puncher, but he's got to get back into the boxing. He's got to throw more jabs before coming back with that power punch.
Wilder is not allowed a lot of that. Again, when Wilder is active, Fury has to step back. He has to respect that power. But Fury has been the man with tremendous power. 3 knockdowns in the fight, 1 for Fury, 2 for Wilder. Tries another right hand.
Both fighters should keep going to that body. If you're going to be inside, you might as well make the most of it and dig a couple shots, short shots underneath.
So much has happened. The early jabs from Deontay Wilder looked like he had his fighting spirit back. The 3 knockdowns. Let's go upstairs. Kate Abdo, Max Kellerman, and Sean Porter.
Yeah, thank you guys. Welcome up to the desk here, Kate, Max, and Sean. Yo, this is brilliant. This is a great fight. no matter what happens from here on out. What Deontay Wilder has done here tonight is extraordinary. That man comprehensively beat him the first time, was beating him up again, knocked him down, and Deontay came up with the shot he needed. He looked more dangerous from the very beginning. This is a special fight in a special rivalry.
It's a special fight, and it's because Deontay Wilder came to the ring with a game plan. He's never gone to the ring with a game plan beyond the right hand. He's setting things up. He's taking control. He's not allowing Tyson Fury to be the dictator, which is why I believe that after 5 rounds, I do have Fury up by 1 round now because of that last round. But going in before that 5th round, it was a tie game, and it could go all the way just like this.
You've been scoring too, right?
Yeah,
he quit.
He got 2 knockdowns. That last round is a 10-7 round.
Brian, back to you.
Round 6. And Max, I'm with you. I thought this was a huge fight for Wilder's legacy. A win would make that second fight look like a blip on the record, but a bad night would make it, a loss would really call his whole reign into question. I think Wilder's answered beautifully here tonight, no matter what happens, but Tyson Fury has answered back as well. Amazing. 3 knockdowns in this fight.
Yeah, this is a huge fight for both fighters' legacy. Not just Deontay Wilder.
And it's a war of attrition already. Brian
Yes.
Kenny, Lennox Lewis, Andre Ward. Lennox, your thoughts as both guys look sometimes powerful, other times they look gassed.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's conserving energy and basically coming out with the right punches at the right time. Right now, Deontay can't afford to miss punches and use up his energy. Tyson Fury
with hooks, winging power shots now, and Wilder almost takes the knee but does not.
Tyson Fury's coming in with that left-right, also bumping you with the body right after it.
Deontay looks a little fresher than Fury to me right now. Even with the extra weight and even with the extra mass, you wonder, but so far, so good.
All right, there's Larry Hazard. You see right there, he's got Wilder up 47-45 with the 10-7 round in the 4th. I don't see many 10-7s. 10-8 round the other way. Fury with the knockdown, and both men looked badly hurt. That's the other thing to emphasize here. Bombs.
Good answer from Wilder after the big right hand from Fury. Neither man wanting to give an inch.
Now they maul on the inside. No question. Deontay Wilder showed a hard jab from the outset, hard right hands, and has been able to back Fury up, but when Fury counters, it is nasty. Both men look badly hurt in this fight already. Barely climbing off the deck.
It's only the 6th round.
Yeah, halfway through, right hands. Wilder tries to weather the storm. Steps back in with his own shot. Fury starting to move his own head. Caught him with the right hand. Wilder back against the ropes. It didn't get him 100%, but it certainly clipped him. Uppercut.
There's that uppercut by Fury.
Now Deontay takes a knee, but he got forced down there. No, Russell Morris says that's not a knockdown. I know it was close.
He's trying to stop Fury from putting his weight on him.
I think that was the correct call, but others might argue. Hard right hand from Fury. He's got Wilder on the ropes. Wilder does not want to be there.
Wilder looks really tired right now. He's got to be careful because when he's throwing his punches, leaving himself open.
And they both look tired right now, the new champ.
No question. Final 10 seconds, round number 6. Haymaker from Wilder, but he's able to duck under that right hand from Fury. The dangerous right hand from the champion of the world. We go to both corners, and both sides have a lot of work to do.
Look at me. Wake the fuck up. You getting a little lackadaisical off the break. That's all you got to do is stay alert. You can control this dude. He only closed space when you're not being alert. Get back down to the body. But after you throw the couple routines to the body, then go with the 1-2 to the head. You heard him at the end, and then he clinched, and then you're making too many silent agreements. I want you to work in that free hand more. Be physical.
Just great exchanges from both guys. Every time a fighter makes a mistake, the other one tries to capitalize, and they're not capitalizing or taking advantage of the mistake with pity-pat shots. They're knockout blows, even the jabs, every punch they throw is a knockout shot.
And here you see the uppercut by Fury because Deontay puts his head down. He's got to be careful when he's tired not to put his head down. He's got to keep his composure and keep his head up.
As we said before the fight, you think you know, but you don't know. And round 7 here, 3 knockdowns. Wilder has put Fury down on the deck twice. Each time it looked like Fury might not answer the bell, but there's a hard shot again. And certainly Wilder, when he went down, it did not look good. Wilder's been down once, Fury twice.
Right, there are no guarantees in the heavyweight division.
You have to like the way Wilder has responded, though. After the beatdown, after all the excuses, fires his trainer, but he comes back like a man here tonight.
Wilder has to be careful. Although he's tired, he can't be throwing these wild punches. That's just going to exert him even more and leave himself open for Tyson Fury to counterpunch.
He does look tired, no question. Legs not as steady, not as sturdy as Tyson Fury's.
Stop! Let go!
Russell Moore, yeah, he's busy in there. A lot to do. Fury able to get out of the way, slipping that right hand. It goes back to the body.
Good body shot from Deontay right there. Brought the left behind the right.
Andre, I would think, though, that for Wilder to have a real shot, they've got to be at distance, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, he doesn't want Fury leaning on him where he's putting pressure on his back. That's hard. But inside, Deontay Wilder is giving just as much as he's getting.
Big right hand by Fury.
But Wilder's getting ready to try to land that right hand.
And that just grazed his chin.
Stop! Stop!
Even when Wilder's hurt, you can see him thinking, if he just gets closer, I'm going to land this right hand. It's always dangerous.
Tyson Fury hit him with a right hand, but he's smothering himself when that he can't throw any more punches. He's got to throw that left, right, and keep the distance so he can
doesn't want to get hit with the counter.
It's a pitched battle here in the 7th round, heavyweight championship of the world. That looked low from Fury. Morris says move those shots up. Right hand cupping shot. Oh, now Wilder gets hit with the right hand to the side of his head. Enters back. There is a vintage right hand from Wilder.
This is where Tyson Fury needs to throw his punch. Deontay just threw 5 punches and missed. This is where you have to come back.
He landed there, landed the jab, landed the right hand. Wilder now fires back. Oh, there's Fury with the right hand. Wilder's hurt. Wilder's hurt. He wobbled. He almost fell over into the ropes. He is close to going out. Now Fury. What a round! There's 35 seconds left. Wilder looked like he was going to goodnight.
Wilder's looking tired. He has to keep that composure.
Takes a right hand again. Yeah, he is stumbling back toward the corner. But every time he looks like he's done, he has an answer. You wonder how often he can keep doing that.
And that answer is the big right hand.
What a fantastic round. Again, we talk trilogies, and you hate to compare anything to Frazier Ali or even Bo Holyfield, but wow, that round was something else. Deontay's wife, Telly.
And here you see,
that's the early going with the jabs from Wilder.
And here you see the knockdown in the 3rd by Tyson Fury. Wasn't really no clean shots, but it did do the damage.
And then round 4, we had the 2 knockdowns. There's the big right hand, caught Fury on the way in.
Fury thought he could take it, but when it landed, his body did funny things.
Second knockdown here. Well, just on the side of the head, but that is a knockdown. I'll tell you, Deontay Wilder has only landed 2 jabs in the last 4 rounds, but I'm throwing the punch stats out the window at this point because it's a war. It's a war. Both guys look like they might not be standing in the next 30 seconds. Both are still throwing hard shots and both showing incredible will to continue this fight at a high level. Wilder looks fairly wobbly, but he's still able to fire. Fury now looks like he has more energy, moving forward. Wilder backing up each a jab.
Wilder's moving the wrong way. He's moving right into the right hand.
And he can't be moving backwards either, Lennox.
No.
It's a dangerous place. He doesn't fight well. Backing up. Right hand by Fury. Wilder on the ropes.
Wilder looked very
He blocked
fatigued.
that shot, but now the second right hand and the uppercut strafes the front of his face.
He looked very fatigued in that corner in between rounds. I think he's still trying to get his breath back. He's trying to catch a second wind right now.
Larry Hazard, our unofficial scorer, has it even so far. Again, I'll let him deal with that. You can't look away. This is a hard-hitting home run battle. High right hand by Deontay Wilder.
That's what Fury has to stop letting Deontay Wilder do. Wilder likes to take that big step forward to get maximum power, and for whatever reason, Wilder's right in line. Fury's right in line to get hit by the right hand.
Yeah, he should be taking a step backwards.
Landed with the hook. He got underneath. He was able to duck under the Fury right hand, but got hit with a combination. Wilder looks hurt, but he takes a step forward. Fury is landing hard shots. The will of both champions being tested. Wilder now backing up again.
Like I said, Wilder is moving the wrong way. Fury throws a good looping right hand that way. And Wilder has his hands down as well. He needs to keep his defense in check.
Right hand lands from Fury. Another right hand. Wilder is wobbled. He's got a minute to go in this 8th round.
Tyson Fury's got to push Wilder off of him, reset, and go right back to him right now because he's not only hurt, but he's fatigued.
Again, the judges could have this fight even. Larry Hazard has it even right now. Big right hand. You have the feeling this is not going to go to the scorecards, but we don't know.
I highly doubt it.
I don't think so either, Andre. I don't think so.
I'd be shocked.
Punches in the back of the head.
I mean, they're just wobbling around there now, but their upper half has a lot of fight left in them. Legs, I'm not sure about.
Wilder's taking some hellacious 1-2s from Tyson Fury, and he's answering with his own shots right now.
Again, Wilder is one of the biggest punchers in the history of the heavyweight division, but it's Tyson Fury who seemingly has the heavier hands here tonight.
Here comes Wilder.
He's just not there.
Yeah, once Tyson Fury has him missing, he's got to counterpunch him. He's got to hit him.
Snaps him back with the jab, but Wilder has enough energy to get underneath and slip the right hand. Tyson Fury outlanding Deontay Wilder 98-54. But again, Wilder has the 2 knockdowns, Fury just 1. We go back now. This is from this round, 7th round. And watch Deontay Wilder land with that shot in the right hand, but he's seemingly like grabbing his wrist or his hand, Lennox.
Yeah, he might have heard it. He might have heard it.
Wow. Again, those are big shots from Fury. He is the puncher here tonight. But he's been down twice.
He was blessed with something
Wilder's
to back him
made
up.
a beautiful account of himself here tonight.
Don't go back.
Dog leg, right leg hard. Keep the damn jab going. He can't keep throwing right hand with
We
the jab.
are wondering if something has happened to his right hand.
The head got to keep moving.
We don't know. We're just looking at it. He seems to be clutching at it, but we don't know. Certainly Lennox don't want to give that away to Fury.
Oh, yeah, well, I think he might have heard it.
What's this now?
Thank you. Thank you, Doc.
That's the doc?
I would presume so. He's the only man that can get in the ring. One of the ringside physicians.
Well, we're gonna see if Deontay is gonna be still throwing that right hand. Even if it's broken, he's still got to throw it.
Stop! Let him go! Let him go!
All right, Heidi Androl has just asked the corner of Deontay Wilder, and they say the right hand is fine, as Wilder fires a right hand to the body.
I don't think anything's wrong. If you watch Wilder's previous fights, he does that a lot. I think it's just a habit.
Okay.
See, he's doing it right now. He does it after each punch.
Wilder again trying to jab to the body. Again, that is an effective tactic. His jabbing has made a big difference in this fight. As Fury then lands a hard shot to the body. Again, it's become a battle, a slugfest. It's boxing, but it's slugging as well. How much they have? Oh, good combination. Fury drops his hands. Wilder clipped him. Deontay has such power.
Then Tyson Fury smothers Deontay Wilder to take some steam off the shot and to allow himself to recover.
Again, this is 277 versus 238. Biggest heavyweight matchup in history for the real heavyweight championship of the world. A little pawing jab there, 2 of them from Fury. Just wants to touch Wilder, moving back. That's a hard jab.
The jab is interrupting anything Wilder wants to do.
Excellent point, Lennox, no question. See, even when they're just kind of putting it out there, even if you throw it as a blinder, again, the punch that put Fury down for the 9th count, the 12th round, Wilder looks hurt. That came after a blinder of a jab from Deontay Wilder. Then he put Fury on his back. You need the jab and the right hand. Wow, there's so many moments where I think Wilder is done, guys. So many, but he's not.
got to give Wilder credit for standing up because he's not just hurt, he's fatigued, and he keeps recovering and coming back. And he'll get hurt, and he keeps recovering and coming back. You got to give him credit for that. But he's got to try to get his own shot in there to kind of take some of the play away from Tyson Fury right now.
And that's the jab. He's got to get that jab going. Right now, Tyson Fury has the jab going better than him.
Whoever commits to the jab and goes back to it, because they both kind of got away from it, is going to have the most success. They can rest while they're using it. They can set up.
Fury backs Wilder into the corner, hits him with a hook. Right hand by Fury. The crowd is gasping when these guys hit each other.
Fury sneaks in that little uppercut in there. He's been doing that the last 2 fights, even this fight.
Wilder again doesn't look good. His mouth is wide open, sucking in that air. But he lands an uppercut on Fury as he comes in. He twists around now and gets Fury into the corner. Fury applies the body weight. Another pitched battle in that round.
You was blessed with something that can end this right now, but it has to come behind the surgical ways. We have to keep thinking. You're in the what round we in? We like 10. We in 10, and you're still hurting. Hold it together, bro. You're gonna be so proud of yourself tomorrow. Can I tell you how we're gonna? Go ahead.
When he backs you up, you pivot out.
Listen. Jab. All you gotta do is jab, man. And go to the body. Just jab the motherfucker. I'm here. Just keep the goddamn left hand up because he's not gonna throw the right. He's not gonna throw the right hand.
Tyson Fury looks like he has more energy right now in this fight. But Deontay Wilder has never given up, and he's been able to answer in just about every single round. Round 10. They have gone at it. Listen, battle the whole night.
Wilder's keeping his hands too low right now, and all Tyson Fury has to do, because he's a taller man, is jab.
Fury comes in, puts Wilder on the ropes. There have been so many moments where Deontay Wilder looks like, okay, he's going to wobble and just fall over. But he's got real guts, there's no question. Second fight I mentioned, he never quit. Big right hand by Fury. Wilder wobbled again, now he's in the corner. He's eating right hands and a body shot from Fury.
That's a mean combination right there from Tyson Fury. He capped it off with a huge body shot.
And again, Andre, I've said it many times, but this man's a natural fighter. He's a boxer, he's a fighter. Fury keeps coming at you. Does things just naturally.
I just don't know how Deontay Wilder's standing up to this kind of punishment.
He is barely. And yet, he could still be in this fight.
He's a punch away. He's always a punch away.
Bernardo Osuna is telling us that Wilder's corner, they're complaining about rabbit punches from Tyson Fury, but a lot of times I think it's Wilder bending over to the side and then just Fury chopping down.
Yeah, it is. You know, Wilder puts his head down when he has to keep his head up and his hands up as well.
This fight could end any second. I mean, it's felt that way the last 40 minutes, but it looks that way now too.
Wilder landed that uppercut at the end of the last round. He's got to try to get another shot in there. Those are shots that Fury, he's not looking out for because that wasn't something Wilder showed in the first 2 fights. Wilder's got to get
by Fury, and down goes Deontay Wilder.
Big shot by Tyson Fury.
Deontay Wilder was off balance before he received that shot.
Can Deontay recover? 1 minute left in this round. Russell Moore, let him go. Heavyweight championship. Big right hand. Fury comes in for the kill. A lot of time left. Ooh. Big right hand by Fury. Wilder trying to hold on and survive.
This is where Fury should go to the body when you got a guy hurt. The guy's expecting you to come back to the head, but if you go to the body, you're going to take more steam out of him.
Fury's got to give himself some space and try to land another big shot.
Fury landing uppercuts there and trying with the hook off the uppercut. Those are effective shots, but he's not getting a lot of pop on him. And now we're under 30 seconds to go. Wilder desperately needs to get to the corner and try to recover. Now Wilder fires back. What does he have left? No! Uppercut by Fury. Deontay Wilder is on wobbly legs, and he wobbles again from a hook.
Tyson Fury's got to give himself some space right now.
Final seconds.
Oh, a buck with Tyson Fury right now.
Wilder with a second right hand, and then a hook. Now he answers back on the Gypsy King, and fires back with an answer at the end of the 10th round.
What a fight! Woo! And here you see Tyson Fury catching Deontay Wilder when he was off balance. Oh. Oh.
Wow. All right, we're excited. Wow. And here's the end of the round. How Wilder had anything left, I don't know.
Man, he keeps getting his strength back. When you think he has nothing left, he recuperates and he gets his own shot in there. And at the end of the round, he's always on the verge of getting Tyson Fury out of there, or at least knocking him down.
Paris Fury right there. Tyson's wife looking on, obviously concerned as we go in now, the 11th round. 2 more to go. Maybe. This is Ward Gatti at the heavyweight level, which is saying something. Stiff jab by Tyson Fury opens up the action in round 11.
Stop! These kind of trilogies, when there's bad blood and both fighters really want to prove that they're the best, you leave a little something of yourself in each one of those fights to prove that you are the best and you are the man, and both fighters are doing that in this ring tonight.
I think, though, too, Andre, I mean, Fury's winning these rounds, right?
Yeah, he's winning them. He's winning the majority of these rounds. And Wilder's having his moment at the end, but it's not enough.
Right on top of us. Sweat flying from Wilder. Wilder does not look good, but we've been saying that all night.
Wilder does not look stable on his feet right now.
Trying to stay up. Hard body shot by Fury. Has Wilder wobbling back. 2 minutes to go.
Uppercut by Fury.
Right hand by Fury as well. Wilder somehow staying on his feet. Taking supernatural strength.
Fury throwing that uppercut again.
And down goes Wilder. And that's it. It's over. Russell Mora waves it off. He's not counting. The Gypsy King is the heavyweight champion of the world. In an all-time great heavyweight fight. All-time great.
What a fight. Unbelievable.
That's a modern-day classic, fellas. That's a modern-day classic fight.
Deontay Wilder did everything he could. Fury kept coming back. Fury hit the deck twice and came back and won that fight.
Yo, you had drama in the first fight. You had drama in the second fight. You got drama in the third fight.
Better even than we hoped. Better. Wow. Sensational. 1:10 into round number 11.
Who would know it would go like this? Unbelievable. What a great fight.
You don't know. And again, the tactics changed. It wasn't the same old thing. Wilder jabbing, boxing, Fury with the power. 3 knockdowns, 4 knockdowns, 5 knockdowns.
It's a modern-day classic, fellas. You don't see this kind of fighting in this day and age. You don't even see fighters wanting to fight each other when you got 2 of the best in the world. And I consider these guys 1 and 2, at least before this fight. But then they went out and performed the way that they performed. They walked it like they talked it. Both fighters hit the canvas. Nobody wanted to give an inch. And we got an epic ending the way that we got. And even though Deontay Wilder wanted to get his hand raised tonight, you can't have anything but respect from this man. He's a true warrior, and he went out on the shield.
2 great fighters, but there can only be 1 winner.
And I said that the reign could be put into question of Deontay Wilder if he lost this fight. No, not really. He can lose this fight, and you can still have tremendous respect for what he did. This was that close at so many points.
All I can say is, wow.
We're on our feet, the crowd on their feet. Again, sometimes you get a clunker. Second fight, all Tyson Fury. First fight was outstanding. This fight, the best of the 3. A total war. That man, it took everything he had. All the training habits, coming back from depression, coming back from gaining up to 400 pounds, battling back, getting his mental health, straightening out things with his family. There he is with his wife, Paris, and that man is the heavyweight champion of the world, and he had to go through fire to keep it.
Yes. It wasn't easy.
So many points, Andre, I didn't know how it was going to go.
And I forgot how many knockdowns we had and how many times each fighter was hurt. You know, but I respect it because what both of these fighters showed tonight You can't teach that.
Yeah.
Bro, this is something that you got deep down on the inside. Your trainers, they walk down the steps and leave you in there. You're all alone in that ring. Both these fighters shown that they weren't just good fighters, but they're great fighters, and they have great resolve.
And they got a great heart.
I tell you, I thought Deontay Wilder, again, I gave him credit in that second fight, never quit and protested the decision and kept trying. In this fight, he showed even more. 5 knockdowns in this fight, ultimately, where Russell Mora waved it off. And by the way, pretty good stoppage. The way Wilder went down, he didn't look good. You couldn't let that continue. We're going to go back. Early in the round, Fury starts landing and starts doing damage. Body shot, and then he's going to come up top.
And at this point, when you're fatigued, you see the punch coming, but you can't really get out of the way of it. Both guys got extremely long arms, but Wilder has been taking those kind of shots for the past 5 or 6 rounds, and you think he's done, and then he answers, but he couldn't answer with this 1-2 from Tyson Fury. And Deontay Wilder went out the way that he wanted to go out in the second fight, on his shield.
It's a good point. Not only that, Russell Mora called the end to this fight with Wilder in the air.
Yeah.
Wilder did not even hit the canvas, and Mora said, no, that's it. That's it.
Game over.
He's seen enough.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he went down, Wilder could not continue.
And let me tell you, Wilder was still trying to get up.
No doubt. So many times he looked wobbled, he looked done. He deserves a big kiss right there. That was a hellacious fight for both men. Both men have a right to be proud of their effort at the highest level. And I hope and I believe Lennox Lewis, Andre Ward, we're going to see respect from the camps now. You've got to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know, it may be war, you may hate each other before the fight, but you resolve everything after the fight or while the fight's going on, and then you're friends after.
Hey, look, Fury had to dig deep. I mean, he had to dig deep all through this fight. He went down twice. He walked into a right hand, got dropped. And we're going to watch again here as we get into round 11 where it was stopped.
This is where the right hand comes across. Like I said, that right hand comes across on the left side of Deontay and catches him straight on the chin. And let me tell you, Deontay was a bit tired. He was tired. So, you know, exhaustion and everything caused him to stay down.
After the second fight, we did wonder, many wondered, hey, do we need to see a third fight? Well, yeah, we did. And then the next thing will be, are we going to see it again?
PK, that's how you close out a trilogy, brother.
Yeah.
That's how you close it out.
How about a quadrology? There we are during the knockout. Andre, you're so calm.
I always look underwhelmed. I'm jumping on the inside.
Andre, the heart rate
I've
is
seen
low.
a lot of knockouts and stuff in my life, man. I don't jump up and down. That's not my style, but trust me, man,
Well,
this was an epic night.
Lennox, you were up. Here's the Gypsy King. Wow, I mean, he had to dig deep tonight as well, fellas. He tries to jump up, but he was able to get up in the air. A little air time for Tyson Fury after an 11th round TKO. Had to earn it. There he is with his brother Shane. He said he had a great camp. At his best, he looked different. And this was just much more of a dig deep and find it. And Fury found it. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute, 10 seconds in round number 11. He is the winner by way of knockout, and he is still the undefeated WBC and lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury.
And this is Tyson Fury's era. This is the man that finally ended the reign of Vladimir Klitschko, the longtime heavyweight king in 2015. Deontay Wilder is going to go back to his dressing room. He would like to get interviews, but I understand. He was concussed. He was knocked flat. I get it. But Fury now wins this fight. You can make a case. He won all 3 fights against Deontay Wilder. He had to dig so deep in this one. A tremendous effort from Wilder. And Fury, again, is the king of this division. Anthony Joshua has lost twice. That man is the king of the heavyweights.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Let's go to the ring. And Bernardo Osuna. Bernardo.
We got Russell Mora having a conversation with the champion about the rabbit punches, but
I made it as clean as possible for you.
Tyson, First of all, on behalf of boxing fans everywhere, thank you for giving us a trilogy worthy of boxing history. What are you and Deontay made of? Because there was 5 knockdowns, and this fight could have ended at any moment.
Well, like the great John Wayne said, I'm made of pig iron and steel, baby.
Walk me through what got you up twice after you had put him down.
First of all, I'd just like to say thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. In the mighty name of Jesus, I won this fight tonight again. I give him the glory, he gives me the victory. It made me legs strong. I was down a couple of times. I was hurt. Wilder's a strong puncher, and he's a tough man. I was hitting him with some big shots, and my Lord and Savior rose me to my feet tonight to give him the glory.
Is there a level of respect now after sharing the ring for a total of 33 rounds?
You know, it was a great fight tonight. It was worthy of any trilogy in the history of the sport. You know, I'm not going to make any excuses. Wilder's a top fighter. He gave me a real run for my money tonight. And I always said, I'm the best in the world and he's the second best. You know, he's got no love for me, Deontay Wilder, because you know why? Because I beat him 3 times. And it's like, I'm a sportsman. I went over to him to show some love and respect, and he didn't want to give it back. So that's his problem. I'll pray for him, so God will soften his heart. But you know what? I want to thank everybody in this building tonight who came out to show love for my sport, boxing. Thank you to every man, woman and child in the building tonight. Great fight, October 9th, 2021. Will go down in history as a great fight, I hope, anyway.
It sure will, and that begs the question, what is next for the Gypsy King? You are the WBC champ.
I'm the WBC champ, Ring Magazine champion and lineal champion. You know what, I've got to say thank you to my trainer, Sugar Hill, because if it wasn't for Sugar, at America's own, Detroit's own, I wouldn't have got through that fight tonight. He told me, he said, get your jab working, big dog, and shoot that right hand down the middle. He said, only the big dogs pull it out late on in fights. And I said, yes, I got you. And I went out and pulled it out the bag. So big shout out to me dad, me mum, me kids all watching. I know you've had your hearts in your mouth tonight, but don't ever doubt me. When the chips are down, I can always deliver. Thank you to Bob Arum. Thank you to Frank Warren. Thank you to Top Rank Boxing, Las Vegas, T-Mobile, MGM, and everybody who came to show support. And thank you to my wife. Thank you, Paris. I love you so much. And yeah, thank you very much again. I don't want to keep going on and on and on. But, you know, it was a great honor tonight to be here. And I got one thing to say. Put on my blue suede shoes, baby, boarded the plane. A touchdown in the land of the Delta Blues, in the middle of the pouring rain. WC handy when you look down over me. Hey, I got a first class ticket, and I'm as fly as a guy can be. I was walking in Vegas, I was walking with my feet on the field. I was walking in Vegas, and do I really feel the way I feel? Thank you very much. Vegas, I love you, baby. Lancaster, la la la. Lancashire, la la la.
Well, I tell you what, fellas, he's earned the right. I mean, if you can sing after that, God bless.
Oh, yeah.
He's done that before, but it's unbelievable after this effort. Let's go through it. Again, Deontay Wilder came out jabbing, came out with great spirit, but then multiple knockdowns. There's the right hand from Tyson Fury in round number 3, and down goes Wilder. That's the first knockdown of the fight. Round 4, multiple knockdowns. Wilder finds the right hand, short range to Andre.
Yeah, he got it in there, and he hurt Tyson Fury bad. And we got to go back and talk about that count thing. But Tyson Fury got up, he recuperated, then he hurt Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder recuperated, and they continued to hurt each other. And it was just about who got the right shot in at the right place to try to end the fight, and that ended up being Tyson Fury. Then you see this big shot right here that threw off the equilibrium of Deontay Wilder, took his legs from him. But once again, he rose up, he got up, and he continued to fight. And here we see Tyson Fury
in the last round.
Trying to close the show.
Yeah, last round he comes out with that right hand, and it landed, and Deontay went straight to the floor.
He erased him. I mean, that's what it looked like. He just erased him and put him down. Russell Mora called an end to the fight with Wilder still on his way down to the canvas, which was a good call, by the way. Tilly there with Deontay Wilder, again upset, but she could just be proud of Deontay tonight. We all are. Sensational, but that man ends up on top. Again, back ringside, the scores were 95-91 twice and 94-92 at the time of the stoppage. So Tyson Fury was leading in this fight, but it was reasonably close, but it was just sensational. Again, we talked a lot about Ali, Frazier, Bo Holyfield, Lennox Lewis. This is going to go down in history as one of the greatest heavyweight fights ever.
It has to. It has to. I'm telling you, I've never seen so much excitement, especially in a heavyweight championship fight besides mine. But
well, you were excited, yeah.
But I was excited. It was back and forth. You never really know who was gonna win. Like you said, you don't know till you know. Now we know. We know now.
Yeah, 3 knockdowns on one side, 2 on the other, Andre. And anytime it looked like, I think you said it, anytime it looked like Deontay was he's wobbling, he's about to go out, he'd answer with something dangerous.
You know, you asked me why wasn't I jumping up and down. I'm taking this in because it's a modern day classic. Like I said, we can't even get top fighters in the game to fight in this day and age, much less get them to fight and then put on an epic performance like this. And this was epic. There was bad blood, a lot of history, a lot of things happened. And I think they'll come around at a certain point when, everybody settles down and heals. Yeah. But these guys are going to be synonymous forever. And a lot of people want to be great in this sport, but they don't want to earn it. Sometimes to get that great tag or that all-time great tag, you got to walk through fire sometimes. You got to see what you really got on the inside. And if you can respond the right way to adversity, both fighters did it. Fury just came out on top, but Deontay Wilder has nothing to hang his hat about.
Let me tell you, both guys showed guts. Both guys got up from the floor. Both guys still, showed what they're made of. Even if Deontay was tired, but he showed guts, he showed heart.
But I think it was even more than guts. It was a resilience. It was a stubbornness. It was an unwillingness to bend or give in to the other guy because A, they disliked each other that much, and B, they knew I want to be considered the baddest man on the planet. Tyson Fury earned it. Wilder got close, but the Fury pulled it out.
And just the way Deontay Wilder opened up that fight, I kept putting the emphasis on the first round, but Deontay Wilder, I thought, proved something in the first round, firing hard shots, Lennox, moving him back, saying, I'm here to win. Yeah. Not here just to fulfill the contract. I want to get paid. He's back here to win.
Let me tell you, he had 20 months to think about it, so we were expecting something like that. If he didn't come out like that, I would say, what were you doing for 20 months? Because you got to be learning. What are you going to come different with? And he did come with something different.
Now, of course, the next question is, and we can just let, Max, Kate, and Sean talk about this, but I don't know. Would you want to see it again? Yes, of course. Especially when you have Usyk and Joshua probably rematching, right? Brief thoughts. Or you think Fury and Wilder walk away from each other at this point? Hard to answer now, right?
Because these guys will never fight again. They're done with each other. They've been synonymous with each other for the last 3 years. I think Tyson Fury should fight Usyk, become undisputed heavyweight champion, and go enjoy his family and everything that he's earned.
It took so much. I don't disagree with you, Andre. Lennox, your thoughts on that?
I don't think they should fight again. I mean, if they want to fight again, they should fight again because it's always going to be an exciting fight. Deontay may say, oh, man, something was wrong with me or something, but, he fought good. He showed heart. And it was a great fight.
I had lots of mainstream fans telling me after the second fight, well, we're going to see that again? No. I want to ask them all now, do you want to see that again? Yeah,
they do, but it's done.
Andre, I completely understand. Yeah. Right, they've exhausted a lot. They certainly can't think about it now, but we've seen a classic. Andre Ward, Lennox Lewis, a pleasure. The pleasure has been mine.
Thank you, brother.
Great working with you guys. Terrific. Heavyweight championship of the world. It was outstanding. Better than we even expected. Third time around, bigger and more hard-hitting than ever before. 5 knockdowns in the fight, 11th round TKO, but worth seeing again and again. Tyson Fury remains undefeated. Tyson Fury is the heavyweight champion of the world. But a proud night for Deontay Wilder out of Tuscaloosa. The Bronze Bomber proved an awful lot, but that man reigns supreme. That's it from ringside. Let's send it back up to Kate, Max, and Sean.
Thank you very much, PK. Great way to wrap it all up. This is the T-Mobile Arena, which was, of course, home to just an incredible fight this evening. Tyson Fury remaining the lineal champ. He defends the WBC belt that he had won from Deontay Wilder in that second fight. Brian Kenny called it one of the greatest heavyweight fights that we have seen in boxing history. It was special, Sean.
Very special. And you know what? I got to shout out somebody I missed this time around. Tim Bradley, I know you watching, baby. We missed you on this one. I was reminded watching this fight of his fight with Ruslan Provatnikov. Both guys going toe-to-toe, back and forth. No matter what, they were in it to win it. That's what happened in this fight. They reminded me of the warrior spirit, what everybody tunes in to see when they watch boxing. Entertainment. The mano a mano, one man besting the other. And this time around, it was Tyson Fury. It was in the previous, but this time around, much more different fight than we had in that second fight. So I just want to tip my hat to both guys. They showed warrior spirit. They did everything they needed to do to entertain us, and a big thank you to both of those gentlemen.
Just before we come to you, Max, we're just going to go over to Heidi Androl and hear a quick report from her about Deontay Wilder.
Yes, I did follow Deontay Wilder from the ring to the doctors, and they were telling us that he wanted to remain private, obviously. So Malik Scott, a trainer who looks after his fighter, and he did a great job in doing so. Apparently, he is being transported to the hospital. It is precautionary. But I did overhear Malik Scott say to Deontay Wilder, "You're going to be very proud of yourself tomorrow." Deontay did go out on his shield, but in the corner, in the ring, before the fight, as the fight was over, he said, "I could have still gone." That is just the warrior spirit that is in him. Kate, we wish him well here tonight.
Yeah, we sure do, Heidi. He is an absolute warrior. He showed that in the ring tonight. The heart and the mental strength as well, Max, that he showed was just incredible.
He wanted to get a 10 count, and I don't blame him. He earned it. He earned the right to get counted out. This was a privilege to be a part of the broadcast for this fight. The Gypsy King is the king of the world. And we said it before the fight began, that first I said, the greatness is on the line for Deontay if he doesn't win this fight. And Sean said, well, he has to put up a fight. Right, he had to compete. Here's the question. Can you get beaten up and knocked out and become a truly great fighter on that night? You can answer that question for yourself as it relates to Deontay Wilder. Tyson Fury is a great heavyweight champion. And Kate, he actually won the lineal title against Vladimir Klitschko. But he became a great heavyweight champion in this series with Deontay Wilder. And these guys were thanking everyone a lot tonight. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We will never forget this night. These are two fighters that boxing will remember forever.
Yes, sir, well said. You know what I think is special as well, because you mentioned Vladimir Klitschko, is the fact that Tyson Fury doesn't just beat these fighters, these top-level fighters who had reigned, longest reigns in this century in the heavyweight division, right? He does it. He goes to Germany and he beats Vladimir Klitschko there. He comes to America and he beats Deontay Wilder here twice. That is different.
That's what I like about Tyson Fury, and that's why I've had him ranked as my #1 heavyweight for a very long time. His ability to make adjustments, his ability to box, his ability we see now for him to be able to punch, beat guys to the punch, the speed, the quickness, the agility, the head movement, everything that it takes to be a great boxer. Forget just the heavyweight division, but a great boxer in general. He has that at the heavyweight division. No one else at the heavyweight division has that.
Is there a heavyweight fighter who can beat Tyson Fury at this point in time, Max?
I don't. He's the heavyweight champion of the world, and he's the #1 heavyweight in the world. And more than that, he and Deontay have created something that will last forever, and they capped it off. It appears tonight. It was. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
That says the guy who was asking for a 4th fight. I feel like you were expecting.
If Deontay would have won that fight, a 4th fight would have been called for.
Yeah.
The beating he took in that fight, however, and then added up to the beating in the second fight, and the fact that he hasn't won one yet, I think we've. Well, I agree with Brian. Have we seen enough? I don't think you can get enough of this.
Have they probably seen enough of each other? Is that the more pressing question?
I don't think Deontay would ever said he's had enough until he gets one back. But we saw greatness tonight. We saw greatness.
What I was gonna say is that where everybody tunes in for the night. Boxing is about a night. It's not about multiple nights. In a night, Tyson Fury has bested Deontay Wilder yet again. But in a night, they both have been great.
What do we, and we talk about that. What did you pay your money on pay-per-view to see here tonight? Why do we do it? You have a million options.
Yeah.
Because you want to be inspired. You want to be exhilarated. This was inspiring. This was exhilarating. This was worth your money. This was inspirational. This was everything that's the very best stuff about sports on display tonight.
Yeah, and what these two men have done to reinvigorate the division in boxing, right? This rivalry, these two men specifically, you can tell that because of the kind of people who were turning out in the arena this evening, the kind of people who were tweeting about this fight tonight. Let's show you some of the things. LeBron James was watching. Hell of a fight. He said, "You're right, LeBron. Absolutely. A classic," and it really was. Have we got anybody else? Diddy? P. Diddy. There you go. Sometimes, no P anymore, sorry, I'm not cool enough, didn't know that. Sometimes when you lose, you win. Respect to Deontay Wilder, Lionheart, that is absolutely true. In terms of what we do want to see next for them, if it's not to be a fourth fight, then obviously I think everybody wants to see that undisputed fight, right? We'd all love to see an undisputed champion in the heavyweight division, so Tyson Fury then putting his belt on the line against Alexander Usyk. What about Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua? That's a fight that we always wanted to see, right? Is that a fight that also makes a lot of sense right now?
I think the fight is still there. I think that, of course, Deontay needs to rest, he needs to recover, and he needs to make sure that everything is still right for him to move forward in the sport of boxing health-wise. But yet, if it is, yes, I definitely want to see him against Anthony Joshua. I'd love to see him against Andy Ruiz. I know I mentioned that name earlier in the telecast. I think there's still a number of fun, exciting fights for him to have.
Absolutely. And Deontay, whether or not it's true, you just get the feeling that on the nights that Tyson Fury beat him, no one else would have. That's the feeling you get. I know there's styles matchups. Maybe one of the guys you mentioned could have. But the sense you got is every time they meet is, if he wasn't fighting Tyson Fury tonight, this would be his night. But he is fighting Tyson Fury.
A first loss has got to be extremely hard to deal with if you're Deontay Wilder, right, in that rematch. Is a second loss harder to deal with, even more so, Sean?
I got to imagine that a second loss against the same guy, in some ways the same, I think that this one is going to be a little harder for him to recover from. I think that especially with the hard work that he put in, the adjustments that he made, and to be very close but not get there, I think that this one's going to be a little harder for him.
We heard Tyson Fury in the ring after the fight giving praise to his trainer, to Sugar Hill Stewart, right? How much praise do we have to give to Malik Scott for the changes that he was able to create within Deontay Wilder in a 20-month period of time?
Tell you what, along the way, we were going to the corner of Deontay Wilder, and I loved everything that was coming from Malik Scott. There was a little bit of cheerleader in him pushing Deontay along. There was a lot of information with the adjustments to make. I thought that Malik Scott did a phenomenal job tonight.
The second fight was not competitive. This was competitive. Even when Tyson Fury was beating him up, there was a competition. There was a sense that Deontay could strike again, and sometimes he did. This was, I don't know if Deontay can fight better than that. Again, remember, he did put on a bunch of weight, but so did Tyson Fury. He was still outweighed by 40 pounds. You know, it's crazy, but in a pound-for-pound sense, maybe you like Deontay more than Tyson Fury, even though they're both heavyweights. But he's fighting a great big man.
Yeah.
This was a great big man, a good little man trying to be great enough to beat a great big man, and he came up a little short, but did he really come up short? Did everyone not come? Will we ever forget tonight?
No.
Will you be able to tell? They say the Hall of Fame in any sport. Try to tell the story of that era and leave that guy out of the story. Can you? Can you tell the story of this era without talking about Deontay Wilder because of what he did here tonight? You can't.
It's pretty hard to follow that, isn't it, Sean?
Very hard to follow. I don't know if you saw me. I was waving my hand. I'll let it go. Move forward.
It has been so great to have both of your company tonight. It's been a privilege to be here at this fight, but also to be with both of you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Tonight's pay-per-view is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more. And by Universal Pictures. Halloween Kills in theaters October 15th. before this fight, Tyson Fury told us that there is no man born who can beat him, and we are yet to find one. With an 11th round win over Deontay Wilder, he remains the lineal champ and the WBC champ and the biggest attraction in the division. In an all-time thriller, Tyson has put the rivalry to bed 3 fights, and at least twice he was the better man. From Max, Sean, and I, and all the team at Fox and ESPN, thank you very much for joining us. Have a wonderful evening. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.